The Asus ROG Zephyrus G16 is the best all-around gaming laptop on the market right now. It is great for students, business owners, creative professionals, and hardcore gamers. And I'm gonna give you the 6 reasons why in this video. The first reason is going to be the CPU they chose to put into this laptop. They gave it the Intel Core Ultra 9 185H, a CPU that has both high performance capabilities, but also low power capabilities. When you're streaming video on Netflix or Disney Plus or on YouTube, checking emails, taking notes in class, writing up business briefs, or creating slide decks, you don't need tons and tons of CPU performance or even close to needing GPU performance out of the RTX 4070, 4080, or 4090 options that are available in this laptop. What you need is a CPU that knows how to handle low power tasks, and that is what the Intel Core Ultra 9 185H is capable of. It's providing almost 9 hours of streaming video playback or productivity battery life in a 16-inch gaming laptop. Because we now have integrated ARC graphics and the NPU inside of Intel Core Ultra, a lot of tasks that would have been pushed to a dedicated GPU within the system in the past no longer have to. And therefore, a lot of the tasks are handled directly on the CPU, therefore creating better power efficiency and keeping you on the go all day with one charge on a powerful 16-inch gaming laptop. Now, let's say you are doing some 3D modeling or editing 6K footage, or you want to jump into some gaming for a little while after you're done with your note-taking or email handling, then you have the power of an RTX 4080 in the model I have before me to do so. Second reason this is the best all-around gaming laptop would be the port connectivity. It has a lot of flexibility for a lot of different use cases, specifically when I'm thinking about creators, that SD card reader. On the Asus Zephyrus G16, we have one headphone jack, an HDMI 2.1, 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A ports, 1 USB 3.2 Type C, and this is a display port. And then we have one Thunderbolt 4, which also supports DisplayPort and power delivery. Now we also have an SD card reader. Now this is a UHS-2 with a 312 megabytes per second read and write speed. You don't get excessive fingerprints, but there is some fingerprinting that does take place in the laptop. You can see a little bit right there. So the white or lighter silver model may be a better choice for you if you don't like fingerprints or if you have extra oily hands like myself. Now, looking at the bottom cover, it is total clone of the G14. We have the vent along the back here that shoots out the bottom and out the back of the laptop, no longer towards that OLED display. You have a vent along the bottom here, which pokes out where the fans are. Then you have your 2 speakers as well. Now, the bottom cover fits into the side panels very nicely. It does not come in all the way around though, because the hinge opens up on the back side. Now, cool thing is you can see here on the back side, you have 4 points for the hinge. So it's a really nice sturdy connection to the laptop. Now, it doesn't open as far as the last G series does. They opened up completely flat. This one does not, but it does have very, very nice build quality and assembly. Now, going ahead and opening and closing the lid of the laptop, done easily with one hand. But let's see what the screen wobble is like. Go ahead and tap that screen. It's pretty wobbly. Let's say we were on in a car, or on an airplane, or on a train. It's pretty wobbly. I wouldn't say it's excessively wobbly, but it's definitely got some wobble to it. And let's go ahead and check out the screen flex. For a 16-inch screen, for a 16-inch display, that's not half bad. Definitely has some, and you can see that wobble there for sure. Now, we do have upward-facing speakers, and we have some like subwoofer speakers facing down. Here's an audio sample so you can hear what it sounds like. Fantastic speaker quality on the laptop this year. Reason is that the laptop at this price point with the Intel Core Ultra CPU for efficiency, really strong dedicated GPU, thin and light build quality, but go ahead and add a killer OLED display, and that's definitely the third reason this laptop blows me away as the best all-arounder. It comes with a 2.5K OLED display, the resolution of 2560 by 1600, and it can reach 240 Hertz refresh rate. Now, it has a normal brightness of 498 nits. They do claim they can get it up to 1,100 nits, but at normal use at 498 nits, has 100% sRGB, 97% Adobe RGB, and 99% DCI-P3, all at a Delta E of 1.47. So you have a fantastic display on a thin and light, powerful gaming laptop with a massive RTX 4080 GPU. Now, as we go ahead and take a look at the interior of the laptop, the keyboard is nicely settled between the speakers. There's a lot of room above and below. I love the trackpad and how they fit it in there and give us the largest trackpad possible. It's quiet, has a nice softened, dampened click to it. It is a manual click trackpad. Starts to click about even 1/3 up the trackpad there. You can see it doesn't click there, but as you get right down there, it starts to click. So it really can click just about anywhere on the trackpad, which is nice. However, when you go ahead and you push in between the spacebar and the trackpad there to check the chassis flex, it doesn't click. So that's really great. Not a lot of chassis flex. These new aluminum CNC chassis are very sturdy. Very good job. I compared the G14 and the HP Omen, and the Omen was a lot more flexy. So a great job this year from Asus. I'm looking forward to comparing the HP Omen with this laptop, the Legion Pro 7i with this laptop, and it should give us a nice little run for our money, especially with Intel Core Ultra 9. Let's see how that does against the more powerful HX series processors. All right, now getting our eyes back into the keyboard, very nice click, soft, quiet, nice snapback, medium key travel, full-size shift keys, arrow keys, and in regards to the RGB, let's talk about that. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the keyboard backlighting. I much prefer the keyboard backlighting on the darker version of the G14 and the G16. For some reason, the white keys, it just really didn't respond well with my eyes. It felt really bright, overexposed, and kind of hurt my eyes, so I preferred to run it just on the standard white keyboard backlighting. However, with the color backlighting on the gray keyboard, it is much nicer, comes through a lot clearer. Whether that's a difference between the G16 and the G14, I'm not sure because I don't have colors of both models. But I must say, I really like the backlighting on the G16 with the darker color for the laptop more than I like the G14 with the lighter color for the keys and the keyboard deck. Looking at slash lighting, I went through this for the G14. You can go ahead and switch the different patterns pretty easily. You can see these are the different patterns that are being communicated on the back side of the laptop, which you have to actually set it to run while the charger is not plugged in. So stay active on battery power. Now that will be running. You can see the slash is now running. And for reasons 4 and 5, it's going to definitely be the weight and thickness, as well as the upgrade path of such a thin and light 16-inch gaming laptop. This is no thicker than a MacBook Pro 16. It's absolutely incredible what they're able to fit into this thin and light chassis. Now, speaking of what they're able to fit in here, you will have access to 2 M.2 slots, one occupied, one unoccupied, but you will not have access to RAM. The RAM is soldered to the motherboard, so the RAM will not be upgradable, and you'll have 1 terabyte of SSD that comes with the laptop when you order kind of from your standard, say, bestbuy.com. All right, now one last thing of the usability, this does have a webcam along the top bezel. Here's an example of that in use so you can see what it looks like and sounds like. This is the webcam on the Asus Republic of Gamer Zephyrus G16 from 2024, and a little sample of the audio for you as well. Not only is this laptop have an amazing OLED display, it's thin and light, incredible power efficiency, but it's on par with some of the top performing laptops from 2024. It comes with the Intel Core Ultra 9 185H, 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of SSD, and an RTX 4080. Now, looking at the simulated benchmarks, it has a pretty good single core and actually quite an impressive multi-core. So according to Cinebench 2024, this is looking like a good laptop. But let's move out of the simulated benchmarks and into the creator-focused real-world benchmarks that actually help us see what this thing is capable of. Looking at the Puget Systems benchmark, you can see that this laptop is on par with all the top performing laptops I reviewed so far in 2024. Moving down the line to Autodesk 3ds Max, Autodesk Maya, and PTC Creo, you can see that the Asus Zephyrus G16 definitely throws some punches. Now looking at SolidWorks, this is one area for a SolidWorks laptop. I was impressed because this has a GeForce GPU. This is not a workstation GPU. This is a gaming GPU. And normally they don't have such good performance, but we're seeing a 129, a fantastic score inside of SolidWorks for a gaming GPU. Now going ahead and looking at the 4K export, this is a 9-minute clip placed into Premiere Pro, exported out at full quality, 4K YouTube settings. And you can see that we have a 2-minute and 19-second export time. Now the same thing, except using 6K and exporting out at 6K full quality settings. You can see that we have a 16-minute and 15-second export time. 76 drop frames for B-RAW, 92 drop frames for red footage. When looking at the benchmarks, you saw the i9-14900HX above the Intel Core Ultra 9. Now that CPU does have 24 cores and 32 threads at a max turbo frequency of 5.8, compared to the Intel Core Ultra 9 at 16 cores and 22 threads with a max turbo frequency of 5.1. However, the i9-14900HX is missing the ARC integrated graphics and the NPU. So all of the intricacies in the new design that provides you with more efficiency with nearly equal performance are absent. Now, if you want ultimate balls to the walls, full on performance, then the 14900HX is a great pick. However, for me, I can sacrifice a tiny bit of performance to have a way better all around experience that the G16 provides. Keep in mind, other laptops are coming with the Intel Core Ultra 9 as well. Something like the Samsung Galaxy Book 4 Ultra actually got about 11 hours of battery life. Spoiler alert for a future review coming out soon. And so if you want even more battery life, keep in mind there's different OEMs launching with the Intel Core Ultra 9. The G16 has everything you need as an on-the-go creator. You have the SD card reader for importing footage very quickly. It's a thin and light chassis that is efficient with the Intel Core Ultra 9, getting upwards of 9 hours of streaming video playback on the battery life. You have a large glass trackpad, really nice high-quality upward-facing speakers, a color-accurate OLED display, and all with a performance that is on par with some of the best laptops from 2024. But with the ability of the processor to hit ultra low power efficiency, it really makes for a perfect match of on-the-go efficiency and the performance that you need. The one little minute detail that I would definitely consider is the lighter version of the model. There's a lot of fingerprint opportunity here with this darker version. I have pretty oily fingers, so I'd go for the lighter version personally to avoid having to wipe down my laptop as much while I'm on the go. Big thanks to Intel for sending over the G16 and sponsoring this video. Remember that there are links in the description below to check the live pricing and make a purchase if you're interested. I'll see you here in the next one.